Something can be safe and effective in a short-term clinical trial for a couple of months on a small number of people, but when you're rolling that thing out to billions, like a side effect, let's say for example a side effect rate is 1 in 50,000. Your trial only had 5,000 people. How are you going to pick that up? Right? It's not possible. So it's only when things get rolled out on a mass scale do we capture the rare side effects, but they're still side effects, right? And you could get them because you have the genetics necessary to be susceptible to those kind of issues, and I might not. So I might take the vaccine and I might be fine. But your unique biochemistry might make you more prone to getting side effects.
जब तूने ये सब बातें करी, the Poonawallas infamously put a defamation case against you. Yeah. You fought. If you are okay, if the matters are not sub judice, can you speak about that?
100%. So this whole thing started after I won a couple of cases in the Bombay High Court and Supreme Court. So so this is me and a joint effort of Awaken India movement. We worked with some of the top lawyers in the country, like Nilesh Oja, Prashant Bhushan, and Prashant Bhushan was representing us in Supreme Court. Nilesh Oja was representing us in Bombay High Court. We got the vaccine mandates and the mask mandates removed in Maharashtra legally.
Legally removed?
Yes. The judge in court, he criticized the government for lying and deceiving people. And
you got the mask and vaccine mandates removed in Maharashtra?
The orders on my name. I'll send it to you.
Crazy. I was a resident
of Haryana. To be fair,
then.
I did have a big role, but then there were other people involved.
That's crazy.
But yeah. So that happened, and then after that, we went on offensive against the vaccine manufacturers and the government itself, because they literally locked us down, destroyed tons of lives, gave people tons of side effects, and people should have always had the choice. But the issue is that it was all mandated, So that is the big problem that we had. Like, make it voluntary. Don't feed on taxpayers' money. Let whoever wants to buy the vaccine, based on their own individual risk-benefit kind of decisions. But that wasn't done, and they went straight to the government revenue stream and took the taxpayer money out of there.
If you can't watch a full podcast, watch a clip instead. You'll be as entertained and as informed. That's my guarantee. That's why you got to subscribe to Dostcast Clips.
And that was the main issue I had. So as in the aftermath of that, we basically sued the vaccine companies because there was one person in a network who ended up dying 3 hours after getting the AstraZeneca shot. Right, so there were cases like that. There's a case of Dr. Snehal Lunawat who took the Covishield vaccine and died, a couple of days following that. There's, like tons of kids who've lost their lives due to the vaccine, and, it's heartbreaking. So we filed cases on their behalf, and in the aftermath of that, we were leading a protest in Pune against Serum Institute. And I had given some slogans back there and put it on Twitter and stuff. So he saw that, and that's when he started pursuing the case against me. So he filed a defamation case against me.
Adar Poonawalla.
Yes. For 100 crores. We defended that in court for 4 months. So 4 months, our lawyer Nilesh Oja was giving all of the arguments that we'd been briefing him on and presenting it to the judge. And the hearings were very lively. Like long, lengthy arguments have been made. All of the research, the scientific research was presented. The judgment took 4 months to came out, and the interim order came against me. So in the interim order, the judge asked me to apologize and remove my videos, and my lawyer guided me that we're appealing the judgment, so there's no need to do that. Like if we appeal and lose in the Supreme Court, then you will have to do that.
अच्छा चलो गांड फट जाती है वैसे अगर ऐसा होता है, because you're basically going against such a big organization that is directly, well, at that time in an alliance with the government. और वो सब वो कर रहे हैं कि हम देश का विकास कर रहे हैं वैक्सीन्स को फैला के और लोगों को कोविड से बचा के. If I am a member of the unthinking public, any authority figure that comes and says if you take the vaccine you're going to be the risk of you getting COVID dies down. और वो risk भी नहीं बोलते कि COVID होएगा ही नहीं, वैक्सीन लगा ले. Because I've seen बिल्कुल grassroots पे देखा है ना कि बिल्कुल ही अगर कोई वर्किंग क्लास आदमी बोलता है ओ टीका लगवा लिया मैं ठीक हूँ, तो उस लेवल की जब चल रही थी, and the name of this organization with the government was at the helm to go after them. Takes balls, bro.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was an incredibly challenging time. At the same time, it was quite effortless. It's kind of weird, but there was anxiety and there was this rush to fight for freedom and strengthen my courage and stuff. So I've loved going through that phase. It's made me stronger in many ways and helped me to develop my character and my morals as well in a very big way.
Yeah, I remember you reached out और उस टाइम पे कि ये हो रहा है, मेरी तो गांड ही पड़ गई थी seeing your message. मैंने कहा भाई fuck, I don't even know how to respond, because it's not like छोटी मोटी चीज है इसने इसके लिए उल्टा बोल दिया है. You are literally going against a drive which is like the main drive. The nation was preoccupied with two things: saving their own life, making sure कि पैसा है घर में, बस अपने परिवार और पैसा, and facilitating that was the vaccine drive to go against that directly. And what is the status of vaccines now? अभी क्या scene चल रहा है आजकल?
So all the mandates are off.
All.
And yeah. So that those are off since like a year and a half. Ever since we got the Supreme Court judgment, the mandates were removed all across India. Actually, the main argument we use in the case is also that there were no legal mandates in the first place. The illusion was being given of the mandates because many of the government orders which were being issued were illegal, and it's those government orders which we challenged and like made it sit in the act, the Disaster Management Act, the Epidemic Diseases Act, the Constitution. Like, you know, our lawyer used all of these things to show that the orders which were being issued were illegal, and then that's
semi-emergency like state to. Like,
yeah, but there were technical details over there in that the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare was supposed to head the entire response, and their position was that the vaccines are voluntary, and then the other government bodies were basically mandating it. So at the national level, they had made it voluntary, but then all the states were like mandating it, and in the Disaster Management Act, the states couldn't go against the center.
And no one was
they were all like violating that.
And no one was connecting the pieces to see ki chal kya raha hai.
Yeah, and this took months of research for even us to figure out. Like, it was very interesting exercise for us also, because the more we kept digging in, we're like, shit, this thing gets deeper, and like all these people, there's tons of money involved, there's, you know, huge kickbacks and a lot of collusion and conspiracy going on in order, because it's big bucks at the end, bro. Like one collector, one local authority mandates a vaccine, it's like a record sale, you know, in one go. So there are huge stakes involved for that.